Alexa and Adam, a love across time in the heart of New York City, where the streets never slept and dreams were woven into skylines, lived a young woman named Alexa Monroe, a tech entrepreneur. She was brilliant, driven, and emotionally guarded. Her heart had been broken too many times to risk it again. On the other side of the world, in a small town in Italy, lived Adam Rossi, a travel photographer with a soul full of sunsets and a heart wide open to the world. He believed in destiny, in signs, and most of all in true love. Their worlds collided through an unexpected twist of fate. It started with a lost email. Alexa had intended to send a confidential business pitch to her investor, but a small typo in the email address sent it to a stranger. Adam, curious about the message and intrigued by the passionate tone, Adam replied. Instead of ignoring him or getting angry, Alexa surprised herself by responding. What started as a clarification turned into a conversation, and that conversation turned into a connection neither of them expected. Over the next few weeks, they messaged daily. Emails turned into long texts. Texts turned into late-night video calls. Despite the thousands of miles between them, they felt strangely close, like they had known each other forever. I don't know what this is, Alexa typed one evening, but I haven't smiled this much in years. Adam replied with a grin. Maybe the universe finally got our coordinates right. 3 months later, they agreed to meet. Alexa flew to Florence, nervous and excited, her heart thumping like it hadn't in a decade. When they finally saw each other for the first time, standing by the Arno River under the golden Italian sun, it felt like a scene from a forgotten dream. Hi, she said, breathlessly. Hi, he replied, pulling her into the most real hug she'd ever felt. Their weekend in Italy was filled with moments that felt stolen from a movie. Sunsets in Tuscany, dancing in the rain, gelato under moonlight. For the first time, Alexa let go. She laughed without restraint. She kissed without fear. She loved without caution. But reality came knocking. Back in New York, Alexa's business was preparing for a major acquisition. She had no time, no space, and certainly no room for distraction. Adam, meanwhile, had been offered a year-long photography tour across Asia. Do we pause? Alexa asked, her voice trembling on the final day. Adam shook his head. We don't pause, we fight. And they did. They wrote letters. They scheduled calls. They surprised each other with visits. But long-distance love, even the strongest kind, has its limits. Months passed. Calls became shorter. Messages became colder. Misunderstandings grew. One day, Alexa missed an important call from Adam. He had waited 2 hours under pouring rain in Tokyo to see her face. When she finally called, he didn't answer. He didn't return the call the next day either. The silence stretched for 2 weeks. Then came a message. Maybe we weren't meant to be forever. Maybe we were just meant to meet. Alexa stared at the screen for hours, her heart breaking in slow motion. She buried herself in work. Adam disappeared into distant landscapes. A year passed. Then one winter morning, Alexa walked into a bookstore in Manhattan. On the display shelf was a newly released photo book, Love Across Time, by Adam Rossi. She opened it with trembling fingers. Page after page showed images of love in all its forms: old couples, first kisses, farewell hugs. And on the last page, a photo of her taken secretly in Florence, laughing under the sunset. Below it were the words, "Some loves don't fade, they wait." There was an address at the bottom, a small gallery in Florence. She booked a flight that night. When she entered the gallery days later, the world paused. Adam stood by the window, staring out into the cobblestone street. Their eyes met. He smiled gently, nervously. "I didn't know if you'd come," he whispered. Alexa walked up to him and simply said, "Some loves wait." And just like that, time resumed. But now, they were walking through it together.